Hello guys, back again. This time I thought we'd cover a non-gaming topic, and that is the latest update just came out for Windows 8.1. Windows 8 obviously has been a contentious thing between people I know who use PCs in general, because either some people like it or hate it. Yes, I got my new laptop this year and it does have touchscreen, but I just don't like the modern interface of Windows 8. And the reason I honestly don't like it is they push the whole Connect thing in a sense across every platform. As a company, it makes sense. Apple's done it with their platform, Android, all the stuff. They have set things. The problem was no one on PC was clamoring for this. It's in a sense it's something that down the road might be cool, maybe, but right now people don't want it. And so in a sense, the new interface, it was when you try to use it, certain things you're used to you couldn't find. It wasn't easy. You had to play with it to find it. And I know people who bought a new computer who got this, who had the old one, who completely don't like it, who completely don't want to use it because in some ways it's very unusable. So anyway, let's get into some of the changes they made to the Windows. First thing they made is new power and search buttons. So basically what they did is through the new Monitor/Metro interface, because they kind of combine the both now, instead of the Charms bar, there's now a power icon presented near the top of the screen, and next to this power button there is now a new search icon, which makes it easier for basic search for files and apps from the start screen, because before you had to dig to find this stuff. This is one of the design flaws I never understood. The whole front screen, a lot of it I didn't really ever like, but again, they changed that, so now you can search from the very start screen for the files you need to find or where you want to go to. This is something obviously a lot of people don't care about, but they added a new version of Internet Explorer 11. So you get Internet Explorer 11 with the new update. Internet 11 includes new features like ability to sync tabs and favorites across different devices, including those running Windows Phone. That is a cool thing to have if you have a Windows Phone and you have this. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to keep everything in sync, now you'll be able to do that with the new Windows Internet Explorer. And here's one of the more interesting things. The iconic taskbar is no longer only accessible through the desktop interface if you're using like the modern interface. You can now bring up your cursors to the bottom of the screen to get access to open and pinned apps as well. So those who use the new or the traditional will be happy to know that you can pin things to the taskbar and make it easier to switch between two types of programs so you can access the taskbar from anywhere. And this was a feature I don't understand why they ever got rid of it, because a lot of people like to pin things to the toolbar so they can go back and forth between programs really quickly instead of having to go find them. That was one thing I never quite understood why they got rid of it, but it's back. You can now basically, bring the taskbar to the monitor. The familiar option of open to close or minimize apps has been introduced in the non-desktop programs now, so you can now do those in the modern apps version of this Windows 8. So it makes it more kind of things you're used to doing. This is one of the problems is when you go to switch over to something new, you got to give us something that we're familiar with, because one of the things that people love, right, and this is one thing I think Microsoft completely dropped the ball in Windows 8, is familiarity. We like to go into it knowing, okay, certain things are going to be the same. I am used to doing it this way. If you completely change everything I'm used to doing, I'm not going to like it. We are creatures of habit. If you're going to make an operating system, rule number one, you need to make it totally customizable the way I like to do what I do. And it's cool. I do want to, before I'm totally ripping them, I do commend they tried something new. It's just, it became quite evident when this was released that nobody wanted it. No one was asking for it. And it kind of hurt that they took this long to fix some of this stuff. I mean, I know people have to eventually replace their computer, so they'll eventually have to use this. And today was a sad day because XP is officially done. They're no longer supporting it now. So XP is officially kind of like in Microsoft's world done. Not done in the real world because a lot of people still use it, but on the Microsoft side it is. So the other thing that is happening is that right-clicking has come to what the modern UI of this program. So you can finally bring up a contextual menu basically through right-clicking, like the unpin from start, pin to taskbar, uninstall, resize, turn live tile off. by just right-clicking. You can do this stuff now. I mean, it doesn't necessarily bring all not all the stuff I'm talking about, but some of them will bring that. Again, you'll be able to basically right-click and they'll give you whatever options there is to do something that, as Windows user, you're used to, right? You right-click on something and you're given options. And here's the big one. Here's the one that everybody's wanted from the beginning. The ability to boot to desktop by default. This is, to me, the biggest mistake they made with Windows 8. It should have been the option of, do I want to boot from the modern UI or do I want to boot from the desktop that I'm used to? This should have been a choice thing. This is one thing that I get it. People fall, especially people who make products, fall in love with certain things. I get it. But as a customer, you need to give me options. So basically, bring the ability to change your computer settings to allow the boot to desktop. But now, non-touch devices will have this option selected by default. It's a minor change. What they call it a minor change, but it's not. Those jumping to Windows 8 default should go to the familiar desktop, and if they want to go to the new modern one, they can. Not everything's bad with the modern one. It was just when I first got Windows 8 and I first jumped into it, I didn't know what was going on. How do I get to this that I'm used to? Where the heck is my familiar thing of the system? Going into system and other stuff I'm used to. It wasn't there. And the other thing that is irritating, touchscreen or not, sometimes the thing on the side pops up, or sometimes it takes you out of desktop and takes you right back to the modern UI, and you're not asking it to. Again, this is the first time they've done that. They do get some okay, this is your first go at it. I get it, but if you're gonna sell me on the modern UI, it better knock my socks off. Again, a lot of these changes are changes that people wanted, especially the default to desktop. The desktop being the default boot. That was the biggest mistake I think they made on this program in the beginning. Because now that it's already out there, people know it, people have seen it, people have played with it. A lot of people are like, you know what, I'm not going to get a new computer or upgrade because I don't want that. So what do you think about the new changes made to Windows 8.1? If you have Windows 8.1, are you excited by any of these changes? Is it going to make your experience easier? I know for me, booting to desktop will definitely be easier because I never go to the modern UI. I just don't want, I see no reason to actually want to use it. Or with these changes with the desktop, would it actually make you, if you are borderline on whether you need to upgrade your computer, would you upgrade your computer now to Windows 8 after this? Or are you just you know what, I don't care. I don't care. I don't want Windows 8. I'll stay with 7 or XP. Anyway, guys, like always, thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys later.